I'm passed out, drunk again. I'm up in my attic, where we've created an office space for me in our 2-bedroom flat in Luxembourg. That's where I used to do a lot of my secret drinking. I used to go up there when my wife went to bed and just go up for a few, I'll just have a few and then I'll sneak down, climb into bed. No one will know. So on this day, I passed out. I drank myself over that edge, walking that fine line into blackout. And I don't know how long I drank for after blackout until I passed out, but I did pass out. And I woke up in the morning. To the sound of the door closing, with my wife, my pregnant wife, leaving the flat with our 1-year-old daughter. I knew I had used up my last chance. I had been caught up in this cycle for many, many years, thinking to myself that this time would be different. Actually believing it, somehow believing that this time will be different. It never was. And I had used up all my last chances, so I had to do something about it. So this was a difficult day. I didn't know if she was coming back or not. In fact, I suspected that even if she did come back, then I was going to have to leave. So I picked up the local English language weekly newspaper called the 352, which just happens to be the dialing code for Luxembourg. Flicked to the back where I knew the number was for Alcoholics Anonymous and made the call. Got through to Catherine, nice Irish lady, and she was like, "Lovely to hear from you. Thanks for reaching out. The next meeting is on Sunday, and I'd be happy to take you if you want to come." So I was like, I would like to come. Yes, please. And so I did. That was my first meeting, September 2005. And at that time, I felt like there was something missing in my life. And I had been filling that missing gap with alcohol for so long that I didn't know how else to do it. Since probably about the age of 12, I remember the first time drinking. I think it was Merrydown cider and cans of Tennent's Lager in the Sal Park behind Prestwick Academy, where we'd pitched some tents so that we could drink our first carry out in peace. There's a rugby park behind my high school, and I remember that feeling like this is the feeling that I've been looking for all my life. And I didn't know I'd been looking for that feeling. I didn't know until then there was something missing. I mean, it's not like I had a traumatic childhood or anything like that, so I wasn't aware. But then when that hole was filled, yeah, I had arrived. And so from then on, that was my drinking pattern. So that was really, 20 years of forming those neural pathways. This is how you deal with pain. You take a drink. And neural pathways, you may know, are terribly hard to change after such a long time. So this is where Alcoholics Anonymous came in for me. I had found a system with positive feedback loops. I only say that because I'm studying right now with August Bradley, and I'm learning about systems thinking and about negative feedback loops and positive feedback loops. So, as a brief explanation, negative feedback loop is where you feel worthless, so you drink, and then you feel more worthless because you drank, so you drink. You see where I'm going? And the negative effects of that, I know you can all guess, you know. Positive feedback loop is the opposite. When you think of something positive like the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, and you become diligent about practicing those steps, and then good things start to happen in your life and you start to feel better, and so you double down on what it was that made you feel better, and so it goes, and so it goes. Oh wow. What have you, huh? What have you? So I had replaced something negative with something positive. That was in 2005. Let's fast forward a little bit. We're now in 2020. You know, that 2020. And there's still a bit of a hole. The thing that made me want to drink, I mean, this is something I've analysed at length over the years. I'm convinced it's tied to my Asperger's. Nevertheless, let's not go into that. The thing that was missing from my life, that was being filled by practicing the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, I actually wasn't practicing those principles in all my affairs, if I'm honest. And it's a bit of a slippery slope once you start to slide down into feeling not so great. You know, I started to fill the void with bad behaviours. You know, self-sabotage is a big one. Anytime I feel like I'm starting to make progress with a new business idea or a creative idea, I do something to sabotage it. So this is where the systems thinking comes in. This is why I'm talking about that right here. In 2020, around about October, I discovered August Bradley's content on YouTube. I've shared about that before. And he taught me about systems thinking. I had never heard of it before. And now I'm looking at all the systems that I have available to me, all the systems that I'm part of, you know, like being part of a family, or living in a community, or being a member of the Masonic Lodge, or being a musician, playing gigs. All these little systems and big systems, they all interrelate. And the same goes of mindset. This is a thing that I am practicing a lot, is trying to change my fixed mindset into a growth mindset, which is a way of saying that I stop believing that I can't do things. I start believing that I can do things. Things like affirmations, meditation, reading, practicing kindness, self-awareness. All the stuff that I would have dismissed a few years ago, I'm starting to accept, and that is making a massive difference in my life. So much so that I've been brought on as a mentor for August Bradley's current course, where he's on the second iteration of his Notion Life Design course. And this morning I woke up at 4:30, and all this was going on in my head. I'm aware I've not made a video this week for my main channel, so you get this. And I'm aware that next Monday I have my first mentor session, and I need to figure out what the vibe is going to be, what my presentation is going to be like. So as I do, I was going over all these dialogues in my head, basically kind of doing a presentation in my head or making a video in my head. That's kind of how I process stuff. And it often happens at 4:30 in the morning when I wake up and I've got something on my mind that just starts churning. So I got up, and at 6 AM I went to Michelle's mentor session, which was really nice. Michelle in Australia. So we have mentor sessions running different times to accommodate different time zones. So now, now I am starting to, it feels like I'm starting to practice the principles of AA in all my affairs. Not by going out and helping other alcoholics, not that kind of service, but more to do with being the person I want to be and doing the things that I know I have to do or that I should do in order to become that person. So yeah, I'm fixing a hole where the rain gets in to stop my mind from wandering, as the Beatles once put it. And it feels great. And this is one of the things, you know, coming out here at 7 with the dogs, instead of getting to 6 or 7 at night, or as it was last night, 9 at night, and having not taken the dogs out yet, and it was dark at 9, so it wasn't fun. You know, making time to do these things. And so this is where the Notion life design system is really, really helping me. It fits my brain type, I think, is how I would put it. To have a system in place that lifts up my general well-being, you know what I mean? So that instead of being where it normally is, it's actually a little bit higher at its baseline. And I'm learning how to set my expectations properly. I'm learning how to let things go. That's a hard one. If I schedule 4 videos for my affiliate marketing channel and I do 2, then instead of beating myself up because I didn't do 4, I'm being kind to myself and saying, well done, you did 2. And then maybe next week I'll reset my expectations to 2. Maybe, that kind of thing. And that's probably what will happen this week, because lots going on. Travelling at the weekend and stuff like that. So, yeah. How many years sobriety? Coming up for 16. Next month will be 16 years. And I'm still learning how to fill the hole, how to fill the spiritual hole in order to feel well, to protect my sobriety, to enhance my sobriety, to be kind to myself, to be kind to other people, to show love in everything that I do. Yep, I'm trying. So that's my video for this week. Such as it is, it has to be that way. Otherwise, I'm just not going to get one out. So I just thought I would do a rambley chat on the beach at 7 in the morning with these amazing views behind me. All right, folks, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.